Well, hello, paradigm shifters. Welcome to January 25th, 2022. I'm so very happy and grateful for every single person in this group, as well as all the groups around the world, dedicated to shift and uplift the entire globe and planet. Yeah. Right now, as of this morning, we're at 1,354 members, and it keeps growing and growing. I love the line when it goes up. And you know what I've noticed, Brigitte? I've noticed that the line has been going up. We've been doing this for 17 months, every Transformation Tuesday. And I was thinking about that and thinking 17 months, that's just a baby. We're just toddlers.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes it feels like, oh, it's been forever. And sometimes it's like, wait a minute. In the timeline of our evolution, we are like baby stepping it away. Yeah.
Mhm.
So our mission is to shift and uplift the planet. And I am so thrilled to have as our guest speaker on this to bring a tie a bow on our month on intention. My dear friend and colleague, Dr. Birgitte Tan, and that something that we've been working on for probably more than 18 months. But I'm going to turn this over to you and have you take it away, okay?
Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much. Yes, we start this month with intentions. And so, what are, first of all, your intentions? We know that one of our intentions, Judy's and myself, is actually to share a great news that this baby, like Judy says, this baby that we've been working on, called the International Childhood Cancer Charity, where our mission is to empower, in addition to emotionally and physically heal impoverished children with cancer globally, is actually, after putting a lot of foundation work, we're finally ready and welcoming our children. We welcome the first child, the first group of children. So the intentions that we have for this is to share. If you have any questions about the International Childhood Cancer Charity, we would love to answer your questions and the best we can, because we're all still growing, as well as to invite you, since we never know who knows somebody who knows somebody who needed who knows a child that might need help with cancer, to share this message with anyone who you know, such that together we can provide opportunity for these children and their family to be able to not just thrive, but in addition to thrive, as they thrive, they will be able to bring their light into their community and then a trickle effect to humanity, to all of us in this world.
So can you tell us the reason why this is your why and why this is important to you?
Yes, my why is a couple fold, actually, a couple fold. So the reasons this was created initially is actually when I met a little girl named Ida, and she came from a sub-Saharan country. I'm by training, my occupation is I'm a grief transformation coach. And after one of the fire in California, I provided online free grief coaching. And Ida saw that this was this was mentioned on Facebook. Ida saw that she connected with me, and I learned that Ida, by then she was about almost 17 years old, and the last 7 years she has been suffering from a curable cancer. Curable unless you and everyone you know is too poor to get to even to the city, never mind have surgery. So for Ida, who came from Sub-Saharan. She's been suffering with this cancer that was initially curable. And by the time I met Ida, she knew that she was dying. And it unfortunately, Ida did pass away a week before her 18th birthday. And her last wish is that no child die from cancer because of poverty. And so I decided that that is something that I would take upon, since Ida's not here anymore. But I said, you know, that there is Napoleon Hill says that in every adversity there is the seed of greater benefit. And in this case, it is up to us, you and I, to bring this adversity that this child has endured so much, that took her life, that to bring that adversity and turn it into a greater benefit, not just for a group of kids. Yes, we start by working with a group of kids and their family, but it then trickle effect for the whole community and for the whole humanity. And it is completely up for to you and I to be able to turn that adversity that Ida endured for the future of all the impoverished children and community and us in general.
Yeah, there you go. So can you tell us, like, from that little seed of an idea, what has been created? Because it's been a while. You know, there was idea, and then tell us the journey to get to 2022. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the you know, like everything start with an idea, and I would lie if I said I did not at some point say, you got to be stupid. Who do you think you are? There was a lot of that. There was a lot of that. It's like I sat there and going back and forth. And, you know, at the same time, I said, you know, this is a win for all. This will be good for the kids, good for their family, good for their community, and good for people and their humanity in general. And even good for people who decide, like you, Judy, you feel called to participate in this. Did you make a huge chunk of change out of doing this? No, but life is not only about money. And so it's good for all. And so the journey since then, it's been putting down the foundations. The International Childhood Cancer Charity is a 501c3 approved organization. So it is approved by, in the United States by the IRS and registered organizations. And so we put the foundation as with that. And the way for us to accomplish our mission, it is a threefold. It's an empowerment, and the first is the physical healing. And with that, we actually have a database of different organizations in different places, including even transport system and things like that, that will be able to utilize to take these children and a guardian from wherever they are as needed to be able to be transported to treatment center. And so that is the physical healing. And we have different information on how to connect to the, some of the advisor, for instance, for the International Childhood Cancer Charities are prominent member of Doctors Without Borders. And so we know how to tap into different resources for the physical healing. For the second part of this is the emotional healing. And the emotional healing is something that comes directly from us. With my training as a grief transformation coach, I actually this whole year lay out the foundation work on being able to help with the parents, yes, but also with the children, such that we actually have program in place for kids as young as 3 years old. Before that, they don't quite comprehend, but as young as 3 years old, when working with different counselor, I have counselor that is age focused. And so with that, we have all the laid out from 3 years old to 18 years old and into adult, basically. And so that is that. And thankfully, thankfully, we have a few members who speak multiple languages. Thank goodness, because I speak English and Indonesian. So we have somebody who speak French, somebody who speak Mandarin, somebody who speaks Spanish, and somebody who also speak Russian languages. So I'm very grateful for that. What coincidence! And then we also so that we have the grief, the emotional healing part in place, as well as the part of the empowerment. As you are being in this group, you understand that our minds create our reality, and that is when Judy and myself come together, as well as other coaches. We actually have counselors that specialize in trauma and so forth, but also empowerment coaches where we have a system laid out for 12 months that will be recurring as we help them with that. The other part of the empowerment, of course, is being able to help them to see where they are and working from where they are and help them create a different outcome. And so health is very important. One of the pillar is health. And so we have health coaches working with us. And the one thing I love with this particular health coach who's working with us is actually, she's not one to say, yeah, go buy 15 different supplements that each cost $50. No, she's very much into food from where you are with what you have. And she said, okay, so what we're gonna do is if they're from Africa, we look at the food and say, this is what you have in your limited resource, but you can choose to eat this in this way and this in this way. And if this is, you're from Asia, you're from different background, and that is what wonderful, because people that has limited resource not going to go buy 50 different supplements. Actually, I would not even take them. So I'm just that stubborn. So that is the wonderful thing with Christy, that she really very much like, here's what we have, here's your food, you just learn to eat differently. And so that is that. And then in terms of education as well as economy, we are, one of our board member is very active in Africa, the other one is active in Latin American country. So depend on where the child coming from, then we're able to say, okay, let's connect you. Our intention is not to try to build school everywhere in the world, but to connect with a resource that is already there. There are multiple organizations that is providing, including organizations by one of our board member, Maria. She has education system in, for instance, Africa. Now, I keep saying Africa and Latin America. This is not limited to Africa or Latin America. Even in the United States, even in Canada, in Europe, in Asia, if there might be children who are needing help, and we welcome them as well. The main criteria of being helped by the International Childhood Cancer Charity is that, yes, you are experiencing cancer, you come from a background with economic challenge, and that you actually want your life to be better. That you would want to learn this such that you and the family and along with the child want that their life to be better and to be able to continue to improve.
That is great. So that brought us up to the end of 2021, and we had a board meeting, and things are in place. I said, well, let's get the ask out there. Who knows? Yeah, and so this whole thing was about, okay, the ask, and because in Paradigm Shifters there are people from all over the globe. I've lost count of how many countries, and so it's the ask who, and then we formed a question for the ask, and it's like, so remember that question. So the question for everyone here is to take a deep breath in, right? And ask yourself a question of, I'm going to turn it over to you, Birgitte. the question that we would love. Our intention was to put the question out and ask of who. Go ahead, I'll let you go for it.
So yeah, my questions for you is, first of all, with everything, is there a corner of your heart that feel called to help impoverished children that who needed help, that you know that by doing this will end up in a trickle effect help humanity as well? And if the answer is there is even a tiniest corner of your heart where you feel that children who are suffering deserve to have to be able to thrive, then what can you do with what you already have? What can you do with what you already have, right where you are, to share this message to everyone that you know? And perhaps simply share this video. It's very simple. Perhaps create a message. Perhaps if you choose to say, this is really called my heart, then talk to Judy or myself. We welcome people who love to volunteer. Perhaps you even know source of funding. Certain thing does cost the required funding. And so feel welcome to either join us and help us discover that, or to at least share the information with Judy and I. But back to this, if there is a corner of your heart that says, yes, children do deserve to thrive, then what it is that you can do? Who can you share this information with what you have already where you are?
There you go. And we are welcoming the first family, the first child. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah, it's funny having everything in place and okay, let's bring it in.
Yeah, it's like it was on a Zoom meeting, and they this month actually, and I said, all right, we are ready, and I can see your guys' expressions, which was quite wonderful. We have everything in place.
All right. Well, great. Well, thank you so much, and let's put a blessing out into the world, and to all the ideas, to help thrive the future generations as well here. So, yeah, we'll put a blessing on you. Thank you so much, and I love it that we're tying a bow around our month of intention by your intention, and how you've kept that intention right from the very first seed. And it's growing and growing. So thank you so much, Brigitte. And this will be out there. We'll put it out there, and let's hold the intention that everything unfolds exactly as it should. Go ahead.
And I would say, yes, we're talking about the International Childhood Cancer Charity and talking about me. But we all come into this month, this year, with an intention. I would invite you to explore whatever your intention it is. I would invite you to explore, is there anywhere that you can incorporate, if this message calls you, if this message calls you, is there anywhere as you explore your intention, as you are taking the step to your intentions, is there anywhere where you can incorporate these acts, this message to your own intention? Which is what I do. I'm being a grief transformation coach and so forth. I said, I see that as I work on this, that it's actually blend in and help each other grow, because we want you to grow. We don't want you to say, oh, let me forget about this, about what have you. Everybody here is for growing. So with me, as I learned to create all this emotional healing program, it surely was helpful for me as well. Now, your work might not be being a grief coach, but is there anywhere where just even the good intentions to grow and help others thrive, that you might be able to take this intention and incorporated it with you in a way that it's actually propel both to grow?
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we look forward to some progress reports. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.